All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to Sports Corner. It's now time for an all-NBA pick 'em that might just inspire Ben Wallace to play better than a CYO fourth grader. This week I'm joined by Lindsey Piccioni, Mitch Cooper, and Drew Beata. All right, first game, Cavaliers versus Pistons. Now the Cavaliers have already clinched a fourth seed in the East, but have been struggling ever since that big trade. They got a questionable win last night against the 76ers, but let's face it, Detroit Pistons are worlds ahead of Philadelphia and have already clinched a 2 seed. Now Drew, who do you got, and will either team rest their starters?
Well, Randy, I'm glad you asked me that because I do believe they will both rest their starters. I don't think this is going to be much of a game. I have the Cavs winning, but, you know, I have to take the Cavs because I love Cleveland. Yeah. So, and I don't know if this is funny or sad, but the Cavs right now at the 4th seed in the East would be 4 games away from making the 8th spot in the West. That's pretty nasty. But LeBron is my MVP, along with Chris Paul, co-MVP, I guess. But I'm taking the Cavs and look for them to make somewhat of a statement game before going into the playoffs against the Wizards. Wizards are going down.
Yeah, this game really isn't too big of a deal, except for the fact that the Cavs just need some kind of pride going into the playoffs.
A little spark.
They've been pretty much a lame duck for the rest of the season, for most of this past season, but they need something to go into there. But no stars are really going to be playing, so I'm going to go with the Cavs in this one.
I'm going to switch it up a little bit here, take Detroit, probably because I'm from Pittsburgh and I would never really pick Cleveland in anything. But the only reason why I think that Detroit wouldn't get a win is because Saunders already told them, you know, focus on the postseason. Don't even worry about this game. And I have no idea if the Cavs are going to even start, you know, any of the regular starters. I know Pavlik's going to be out for 3 weeks, and LeBron's back's been an issue lately, but I'll just go with Detroit on this one.
Yeah, a great game in December, but not in April. This is this game will be over pretty quick.
Mitch, have you guys watched the Cavaliers recently? I mean, that's horrendous. Give me a break. All righty, then next game we got Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic taking on Gilbert Arenas and the Washington Wizards. Now Orlando has a 3rd seed in the East, and Washington looks to be taking on the Cavaliers in the first round with a 5th seed. This should be a very high-scoring game with very little defense. Now, Mitch, who do you got, and do either of these teams have a shot at the playoffs?
Well, Randy, I'm going to go with the Magic in this one. I mean, they're both pretty much sealed in their playoff hopes. They're all in. Yep. So you're going to be seeing a lot of resting on the starters. But I'm going to go with the Magic, and I'm going to say the Magic are going to go pretty deep. I think they're going to win their first round against Toronto. After that, it's going to be really iffy. It's just going to depend on where the chips fall. But I think the Magic have a pretty good shot here.
I agree with that. I'm taking Toronto.
I don't know. I really like the Wizards here because I just think that they beat Boston, you know, the best team right now in the NBA. They beat them home and away. It wasn't even close. So I think, you know, Orlando's going to give them a run for their money, obviously. You know, Dwight Howard having a really great year. But I think that the Magic's going to get upset at home, and I think that the Wizards are going to get a win before they have to take on Cleveland.
Now, another thing Magic has working against them is they have back-to-back games against 2 playoff teams. The Hawks and the Wizards coming tonight. They play against the Hawks, and tomorrow against the Wizards. I'm going to take the Magic again. A meaningless game. They got the number 3 seed locked up with 50 wins. I do like Dwight Howard and them to make some noise, as Mitch said, in the first round. That's about it, though.
Silence, not good TV, folks. All righty, now switching gears now to the West, and the surprising 55-25 New Orleans Hornets taking on the Fighting Avery Johnsons of Dallas. Now Dallas has Dirk back and will probably end up with a 7th seed, but New Orleans still has an outside shot at the 1st seed if the Lakers lose. So Lindsey, who do you got in this one?
I got to go with the Hornets here because I'm really feeling the away teams. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to lie, I picked all away teams. Give away my next pick too.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. 2 words, Chris Paul. That's all. I mean, that's all you need to know about this one. And the Mavs, I don't know what they're doing. They lost to Seattle, the 2nd worst team in the league on Sunday. I have no idea what's going on. But they also lost their game before that to the mediocre Trailblazers. So I'm not sure what they're doing. I think they're on the path of destruction right now.
Absolutely. Chris Paul, one of my favorite players in this league. I just absolutely love him. 21 points a game, over 11 assists per game. This guy is, in my opinion, has to be the co-MVP, I guess, with LeBron right now. But the Hornets really the only team playing for anything right now. They're trying to battle the LA Lakers. They're half game behind, looking for that number 1 seed. And I'm going to take the Hornets. I love watching this team play.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Drew. The Hornets, they're my favorite team this year, just for the fact they came out of nowhere. They came out of the basement of the West, and they are doing great. They're up there with the Lakers. Chris Paul is playing amazing. You said he's got 20 points per game. Yep. David West is coming out to play. Peja Stojakovic came back from the dead. I really like this team. I think they could actually go really deep in the playoffs and maybe into the finals.
Absolutely. Tyson Chandler averaging the double-double. I love it. Love it.
Chris Paul lemonade for Kool-Aid, excuse me, for everybody. Yeah, make Kool-Aid lemonade, same thing. Okay, all right. Now for the mockery game of Pick 'em, as two bottom feeders in the East, New York and Indiana, face each other in what could be potentially the worst game ever played in the history of the game. These teams have a combined 58-104 record and have no chance whatsoever of making the postseason. Now, hopefully, this is the last time that we see Isaiah Thomas in charge of anything. And let's cross our fingers that the Pacers won't need the assistance of a Bales bondsman before this game time. Now, Drew, in your best Christopher Walken voice, pick this game.
Oh.
You know, Randy, it's the Knicks are losers. They don't stand a chance. I'm taking the Knicks, going for big win number 24. Oh, my good Lord. Jamal Crawford, though, is going to put up 40. And maybe some big things next year for the Knicks. Maybe LeBron will buy into some of the stock of the team. Maybe he'll get part ownership next year.
Wow, what a game it's gonna be! All right, that's pretty weak, but who really cares about this game? I don't know why this is even on the board. It could be the Knicks, it could be the Pacers. You know what? They might not even play. If I was New York, I'd shut the team down and say, let's call it a year, and just try to come back next year and see what they can do.
All right, I got the Knicks all the way. This is actually my pity pick for Isaiah Thomas because they're now giving out free food at Madison Square Garden just to try to bring in fans, and fans still aren't coming. But you know what? I will give them this. They had a better season than my Heat, but oh wait, every NBA team had a better season than the Heat.
They did.
I'm done.
Big win number 24 for the Knicks. Jamal Crawford, though, it's really sad to watch Jamal Crawford try to play on this team. They have absolutely nothing.
It's miserable.
It's really bad, and I do think LeBron next year will buy into some of the part ownership of this team.
What do you think, Randy?
Whoa, those were really good picks.
I thought mine was bad, but all right.
You shut your mouth.
It was all right.
I don't know what's worse. You're Christopher Walken on the Knicks. It's really.
Well, listen, Isaiah Thomas, the man cannot be in charge of anything.
No.
He looks at something, it's destroyed. I mean, the man just has to go to a retirement home with something, just play Yahtzee or something, just leave himself alone.
I agree.
Oh, gosh.
All right, folks, Convergence time is up next. We got Jeff Russ and Kenny Brown in the house. Stay tuned, right back on Sports Corner.